Hello there guys, welcome back to Eunice Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing good, I hope all of you are well. Before we crack on to the topic of this video, I've got a couple of announcements. First and foremost, let's start off with the tragic news that happened in Beirut yesterday. My thoughts and condolences are with everyone in Beirut at the moment. It's honestly, I couldn't believe what I was watching. It looked something out of a movie, a disaster film. I'm not even kidding. It's absolutely unbelievable, and I feel for all the families that have lost loved ones and have injured members of their families and friends, and it's honestly just such a tragic situation. If you can help in any way, please do. I know the Lebanese Red Cross is a very good option to be able to get your money directly to the ones in need. So yeah, please help in any way you can. And my thoughts are with everyone in Beirut and in the region that are suffering at the moment. It's a really bad time over there. So the next thing I want to mention, George Benson, happy birthday, mate. I know it's tomorrow, but I know you're celebrating tonight. Have a good one. Enjoy yourself. I thought I'd put it on camera. You also done something very interesting, which I'm going to mention later on in terms of a player that I want to talk about. I'll get to that later on. You'll see what I mean. Another thing I want to say, Daniel Child, so son of Chelsea. On his channel, I have done a video with him. It's not up yet. It will be up tomorrow. So I'll give you another reminder in tomorrow's video to go over to his channel and watch our collab. Be sure to catch it. It was a very nice discussion about Chelsea this past season, Chelsea next season, some of the transfers, and just how we are in general. Very nice chat. So do head over to his channel, hit the subscribe button. He's a very, very cool guy, honestly. So do check out his channel if you haven't already. Let's get into the topic at hand. I did a video yesterday about Sergio Reguilon. Thank you all to all the Spanish people out there, all the Spanish speakers in my comments that came into the comment section and corrected me and put it out in syllables in terms of how to say his name. I really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video yesterday. And today, instead of talking about a player that's coming in, or some of the players that are coming in, or the links that we have with players coming in, we're going to talk about the outgoing players. Which Chelsea players are leaving? Which Chelsea players have a question mark? Which Chelsea players should we get rid of? I hate to use it like that, should we get rid of? It just sounds like we're throwing them in the bin. But no, I mean, should be leaving the club, okay, respectfully. Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of names. There's a lot of names. I didn't really comprehend just how many names there are in terms of leaving the club. I saw an article a couple of days ago from Sky Sports, and we've discussed how unreliable Sky Sports have become, but because their reputation has dropped, it doesn't mean that we should completely just overwrite everything they say. Sky Sports used to be, just a few years ago, extremely reliable. Anything they came out with was 100%. They were just facts. Now, I don't know why they've gone in the direction they've gone in. I don't know if it's Sky Bet that has an influence. I don't know. But you got to take what they say with a pinch of salt. However, I saw an article that did mention that Chelsea are looking to offload 10 players. 10 players. I read that and thought, nah, no way. This is ridiculous. But then I wrote a list. And I've got a list of players in front of me here. And yeah, I can completely understand why we can get rid of 10 players. We could get rid of more if we wanted to. Honestly, we have a lot of dead wood. It's not the best word to use, but it's fact at the moment, dead wood. We're going to go through some of these names and see exactly who we should be getting rid of. So let's start with player number 1, Kepa. He has a question mark because if we went in for a big goalkeeper, if we went in for a Oblak, if we went in for a Ter Stegen, it's without question that we can't just go over to the other club, Atletico or Barca, and go, yo, here's all the money, give us your keeper. I would see Chelsea throwing Kepa into the deal. And that's where I would see Kepa leaving the club. However, if we went in for an Onana, for example, that's a cash deal. You know, we're not spending more than 30 or 40 million for them. So there's no point throwing Kepa in the deal, because Kepa costs more than that. So Kepa would be staying at the club. That's where I think there'd be more rotation, and there would be the possibility of Kepa becoming a number 2 goalkeeper and staying on the bench if he continues to play the way he's playing and if he doesn't improve drastically, which is something we've been waiting for ages, but it's just not happening, lads. So if Onana or anyone of that stature, Kepa stays. If we go for an Oblak or Ter Stegen or someone huge, Kepa I would see going as part of the deal. So that's a question mark. If we move into the defenders now, I've already discussed in a previous video that Rudiger, Christensen, Zuma are all up for consideration. But I don't see any or three of them. I see just one of three of them leaving. And I've already said I believe Christensen will be that guy. Even though if it was up to me, I would more than likely get rid of Rudiger. Because I don't believe we're going to get a better version of Rudiger compared to what we already have. In comparison with Christensen, who is young and does have potential, hasn't played as much, if he gets his act together and does become more of a regular starter, he does have the possibility of getting better. With Rudiger, we're just not seeing that. What you have is what you get. It's as simple as that. We are not going to get a better version of the Rudiger we already have. I just don't think that's going to happen. So that's where I would consider getting rid of Rudiger, because he would generate good fee, good money. I think Christensen will be the guy though, because he's just not being used. I just don't think he's part of Frank Lampard's plan. So Zuma, no chance. As far as I'm concerned, no chance. There's just no point. We're not going to get rid of one or two defenders. We're going to get rid of just one. So I believe Zuma stays. In terms of Tomori, some of you may ask, well, we won't get rid of him, but I do believe we could send him out on a loan. This is where my earlier suggestion of George Benson and what he done on this video earlier today, which was a very good thing. He involved the opinion of a viewer in terms of a DM that he received on Instagram. And it was a very good message, if I'm being completely honest. But in terms of Tomori, we could use him as make weight for Declan Rice. So Declan Rice comes to Chelsea, not just cash, but we send Tomori out on a loan. Now, we shouldn't sell Tomori because he's got loads of potential. I believe he will become a top centre-back later on in life. I do think that he has the potential to become a huge centre-back. But he needs to play. He won't get that at Chelsea, especially next season where we're looking to really reinforce our defensive line. We can't just rely on a youth product to do that for us. I think the best thing to do in terms of his development will be to send him out on loan. And I think in terms of trying to make weight in a deal for Declan Rice, West Ham would be a very, very, very good destination for someone like Tomori to develop and get better. So I see Tomori as going part of a loan deal. Emerson is just not going to make it if we're getting a left back. Simple as that. So get rid of Emerson. The next name in line, Jorginho. Jorginho has caused loads of controversy because he just has one way. You know, last year under Sarri, Jorginho was just a perfect fit. Not necessarily in terms of results, but just in terms of the system that the manager wanted to play. You know, there was one way that Sarri wanted to play, and Jorginho just had to be part of it, and that's why he was at Chelsea. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't be a Chelsea player. But now with Frank Lampard, Jorginho, he has some games where it suits him being on the pitch, but there's just some games where he doesn't belong on the pitch at all. He might as well just stay at home. He has one way about him, and I'm reading that he is being listed as part of consideration for Chelsea to get rid. And I've spoken about this in one of my previous videos, that I believe Juventus would be the only fit for him because Sarri's there. I mean, it's true. Maybe another club that likes to have a deep lying playmaker would suit him, but I just don't see anyone coming in for him except for maybe a mid-level team or a Juventus. That's just my honest opinion. But is he leaving? I'm not so sure. I give him another question mark. Another player with a question mark who I do think should be the most likely midfielder to go is Ross Barkley. Because we have way too many midfielders now, guys. It's getting a bit ridiculous. If we get in Havertz, we have a whole team of midfielders. Like, it's too much. So, Barkley, limited for me. We can do better. If I'm being completely honest, I think most can agree. I admire some of his contribution, some of his work rate, but just in terms of ability, he's just not it. And I think that's why, in terms of trying to generate fees, Barkley would be a good one to let go, especially if he goes to a club like we got him from Everton. If he goes back to a mid-level club in the Premier League, that would suit him better. He'd be a regular starter. He'd be playing every week. I think it would just suit him in terms of the level of teammates he has around him. It's just that Chelsea is just... If we're going for players like Havertz, Barkley will not get a sniff. It's just as simple as that. So, Barkley, another question mark. Pedro is leaving the club. That's already confirmed. He's going off to Roma. Willian, I'm pretty sure he will be a Gooner within the next 48 hours. I'll be very surprised if he's not. Maybe he will get across the line in terms of the Bayern Munich game. He will still be a Chelsea man then, but after that, he's going to Arsenal. I've come to peace with it. He will become a Gooner. And talking about Arsenal, 55 redundancies at the club. What is that about? Flipping out. Talk about functioning your club correctly. You have an owner who's a billionaire who has, I think, a net worth of like 8.5 billion. Is paying Ozil 300 and God knows how many £1,000 a week to not play. Is trying to get Willian and pay him 120 grand a week. But hey, let's get rid of 55 members of staff because of coronavirus. That baffles me. Honestly, baffles me. Anyway, we're not talking about Arsenal here. Let's move on. So Willian becoming an Arsenal player, I think that will happen very soon. Batshuayi is someone that just has to go. For him and for us, right? I feel sorry for him. I do, because I just don't think it's worked out. You know, I see training and he does work hard. You can tell he's working. He's not putting on a strop. He's not, not giving 100%. He's not making a fuss. He's someone that you can see is training, and in training you can see him. He's scoring goals and he's doing, but I just don't know. He just doesn't fit. It's just not working, and he's clearly not in Frank Lampard's plans. We have Timo Werner. Tammy Abraham is the one that's up and coming, who's done really well this season. Olivier Giroud is someone that we know we can rely on. Batshuayi is he just won't play. And because you're not playing, it's best if you go. For Chelsea to get some money and for Batshuayi to save his career, who I believe can make it at a club, it's best if we separate and go our separate ways. So Batshuayi, Batman, he would have to go. On loan, we have players that have either come back already, who have just come back, or are about to come back. And I've got a list of 6 players that I believe just don't benefit Chelsea whatsoever. Let's talk. Baba Rahman, who has been on loan at Mallorca. His loan spell at Mallorca has now ended. He is now back at Chelsea. We're clearly not going to use him. Get rid. Zappacosta was at Roma. He has just finished his loan deal at Roma. He is now back at Chelsea. We won't use him. Get rid. Bakayoko has just ended his loan spell at Monaco. Before that, he was on loan at AC Milan. We're not going to use him. We have too many midfielders. We don't want any more. Bakayoko, sell him. Drinkwater. Drinkwater's a weird one, because I remember when we got Drinkwater, and we got him because he was at Leicester and he played so well next to N'Golo Kante, and we thought, okay, we've got Kante, why not just bring Drinkwater and we'll just have the same midfield that Leicester won the title with. It didn't work. Kante was fantastic. Drinkwater just, don't know if he drank loads of water, but he just was not up to scratch. He's been on loan at Aston Villa. That loan has now ended. He is probably now back at Chelsea, or he's at home somewhere. Get rid. We're not using him. Sell. 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 Kennedy is on loan at Getafe. That loan finishes on August the 22nd, which is in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Once he comes back, we've got enough wingers. We're not going to use him. Either send him out on loan because he might actually have a bit of potential, or sell. If we have to generate fees, sell. Victor Moses on loan at Inter Milan. That loan ends in 4 days. Ends on my birthday. So, my birthday's August 9th. So that's going to be interesting. And what's funny is my dad's birthday's August 7th. And Bayern Munich play against us on August 8th. So I'm hoping Chelsea's 4-0 is going to be the best birthday present for both of us. Right? Make it for me and my dad. Please, Chelsea. Come on. 4-0 at Munich. Let's do it, yeah? Anyway, Victor Moses' loan at Inter Milan ends on August 9th. Victor Moses is a weird one because he's a good player. Let's be honest. He's okay. He's decent. The right wing back position, he's a master at it. Right back or right wing, no, he's just not. And that's why I believe going forward, we're not going to be utilising a wing-back system any longer. I believe we're going to be having full-backs that will be able to play as full-backs, and a 4-3-3 system that works with players being brought in to fit that system. And then maybe we can work around other ways, but with a back 4. I don't believe we'll be going back to a back 3. So Victor Moses doesn't have much use at Chelsea, so in my opinion, sell him. Generate more fees and sell him. So in terms of players that have to leave, let's look at Pedro, Willian. They're already confirmed as leaving. Willian is on the brink of being confirmed anyway. Batshuayi has to go. Emerson has to go. Barkley probably best if he goes. One centre-back to make way for a new centre-back. That's what Chelsea will have to do. If we look at our loan players, Baba Rahman, Zappacosta, Bakayoko, Drinkwater, Kennedy and Victor Moses, we can easily get rid of about 11 or 12 players here. You know, it's a lot of dead wood. Chelsea will need to get rid of loads of players. That will generate enough money. Financial fair play will not be affected as well, even though it just doesn't matter nowadays because Man City have gotten away with murder. But anyway, it fits the financial fair play. It fits the in and out system that we have at the club. It fits us generating enough fees so then we can spend on players that we have to bring in, and then everyone's a winner. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with the players that I mentioned should be leaving? Do you think anyone else should be leaving? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. And hit the like button. It does help me out a lot. I appreciate it. Let's try and get this to 5,000 likes once again. We've only done it once and we've gotten really close about 3 times. So I know you guys can do it. Smash that like button. I appreciate it. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Thank you all so much for watching. Look after yourself. Take care and peace.